by a Turkish company. Distinguished members of the press, we have also discussed fight against terrorism during our talks. Turkey does not discriminate between terrorist organizations, and Turkey has always attached importance to sharing its experience in this field with its friends. So, in this context, I have stated that we would be pleased to assist friendly Tanzania in taking steps to ensure its own security. And I have shared our expectations from Tanzania in the fight against the FETÖ organization, and I have given information about the educational projects that our Marif Foundation can undertake in Tanzania, and hopefully we will see effective and concrete steps taken by the Tanzanian side after this visit. It is obvious that the coordination between the institutions of the two countries should be further improved. Our foreign ministers have decided to take steps in order to initiate a high-level dialogue mechanism for regular political consultations. Distinguished guests, as you know, the African continent has always held a special place in my heart. In my office as the Prime Minister and President, I have made more than 50 visits to the continent. And it is also a pleasure for us, to see that our Africa opening is welcomed by the countries of the continent. And our determination to develop our relations with the African continent in each and every field, from trade to education and agriculture to health, remains. And we will keep contributing to making Africa's voice heard more on international platforms. The fact that our slogan, "The world is greater than five," resonates with our African brothers and sisters, and this is a sign that we are on the right path. These sincere relations we have established strengthen our determination to fight against injustices in the world, especially in Gaza. The world knows how sensitive our African brothers and sisters are when it comes to the Gaza problem. And in our discussions with Madam President, we have discussed the steps that can be taken against the atrocities in the occupied Palestinian territories. And since the 7th of October, more than 34,000 Palestinians, children, women, elderly, and civilians, have been killed by the Israeli forces. 75,000 has been injured. And for 195 days, we have been witnessing one of the biggest massacres of the last century in Gaza. So we have to work hard in order to stop the massacres in Gaza. There should be a ceasefire as soon as possible. This ceasefire should be permanent, and then we need to take steps in order to resolve this issue by a two-state solution. And this week, we have seen that Western countries have become one voice and talked against retaliation by Iran. Now, the same actors should become one voice and say stop to Israel. Israel is trying to change the agenda, hide the violence in Gaza, and Israel should not be led to do this. At the end of my words, I would like to thank Madam President once again for her visit. I hope that our talks today and 6 agreements signed today will be auspicious for both countries, and I would like to send my best wishes and warmest greetings to my brothers, sisters, and friends in Africa and in other African countries, mainly in Tanzania.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Turkey, ministers, and senior government officials from Tanzania and Turkey, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, مرحبا. I don't know how to reply on that. In my place, we say shikamo, then the elder said marhaba. Yeah. I wish to thank you, Your Excellency President Erdogan, for invitation and to thank the government and the people of Republic of Turkey for the exceptional reception accorded to us. I'm deeply grateful and honored to be in this beautiful country. I extend sincere appreciation to you, Your Excellency, for the just ended very productive meeting and for your commitment to reinforce the strong bonds of cooperation between our governments. Talking on diplomatic relations, I'll have some few points to add, since my brother, President Erdogan, has covered most of what we have discussed. So what I can say is Tanzania reiterates its commitment to enhancing the mutually beneficial relationship between our countries. Indeed, Turkey has been a valued partner, and my visit here serves to underscore my commitment to cherish this partnership. But again, during our bilateral discussion, we noted with satisfaction substantial progress across various sectors. Broadly, our discussion focused on enhancing diplomatic and economic cooperation, particularly in productive and social sectors, so as to facilitate the growth of our economies. On bilateral cooperation, I expressed our gratitude to the government of Turkey for its development cooperation and unwavering support to the education and health sectors in Tanzania, notably through critical investment in infrastructure and human capital development. Moreover, in solidifying our cooperation, today we have witnessed here the signing of 6 memoranda of understanding in the areas of higher education, economic diplomacy, and cultural cooperation. So in the course of our discussion, I informed Mr. President about how Turkish expertise and know-how is already helping to transform Tanzania, including through the involvement in our flagship projects, such as the construction of the first standard gauge railway linking Tanzania to other neighboring countries. I underscored Tanzania's commitment to ensure that these projects succeed and that the invested development gains are realized. Going forward, we have agreed that our ministers and teams of experts to meet and come up with a framework that can be used to strategize on the implementation of agreed upon areas of cooperation. And in this, Tanzania expressed readiness to host the Joint Economic Commission meeting on the dates mutually to be agreed upon. On promotion of trade and investment, Tanzania envisages to engage with Turkey's private sector or private sector actors, and we'll be meeting tomorrow, as Mr. President said, in Istanbul. And the engagement will mainly focus on 3 key messages. And the first one is to tell them the positive impact Turkish investors and businesses are making in our country. And second is to underscore the favorable business and investment environment in Tanzania, and to explain on the strategic marketing position that Tanzania can offer. And number 3, the call for Turkish investors and companies to do more business with us particularly in strategic sectors such as transport, blue economy, manufacturing, agriculture, and tourism. On global issues, President Erdogan and myself also exchanged views on important regional and global issues. Tanzania commends and supports Turkey's role in seeking pacific settlement of international disputes. We reiterate our call for an immediate cessation of hostilities in Palestine and unhindering humanitarian access to the people of Gaza. We also received the condolence messages for the loss of our late president from President Erdogan, but also for the loss of our school kids, 8 of them who lost their life due to heavy rains. So the condolence messages are received, and thank you for condoling with us. Dear members of the press, in conclusion, I once again express my gratitude to His Excellency Erdogan for the productive engagements we had today and fruitful deliberation that we have arrived at. I am confident that through our joint efforts, Tanzania and Turkey will continue to build a strong, impactful partnership based on shared values. Lastly, I conclude by saying that mine is a reciprocal visit following President Erdogan's visit in January 2017. In a need to further solidifying our cooperation, I have invited my brother, President Erdogan, to once again make a visit to Tanzania at his convenient time. And when I said it, he nodded the head like this. So that was an acceptance of my invitation. So thank you very much. We are very grateful on this arrangement of our visit, official visit in Ankara. We'll be heading to Istanbul tonight for the business meeting tomorrow, and I'm sure we are going to strike deals. Not a deal, but deals. Thank you very much.
Tanzanya'nın
Among the Tanzanian delegation, since we do not have any members of the press, we will not be receiving any questions. Now, let us have a greeting with Madam President, and then we will proceed to dinner.
From lotus silk to stone crab claws, from eels in Japan to leather in Tuscany, we search